Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're getting to know me through with this video, let me briefly introduce myself. My name is Aslıhan, but you can just call me Ash. I'm the founder of Imnowex Australia and Imnowex Europe. Our business is officially established in two countries, one in Australia and another one is Estonia. On this channel, we talk about building global businesses, going global, export, import process, and also background of entrepreneurs' life. Today's topic is it possible to build a sustainable structure for businesses? Or how is possible? This is actually one of the main questions many companies are curious about. They have a company name, they have a product, but the question is, how can I make this business sustainable? Because doing business globally, especially for companies that export or import and then develop the sell products in international markets, continuity is extremely important. Strong global sales are directly related to the sustainability of that project, but also of course there are many projects like one-time project, trades done only once, but what we are really talking about here is this: after an exporting company sell its product to a country, does that country still want that product? And can portfolio with that reference to open doors to another countries as well? Another topic that comes to mind here is how we define success in export. For example, do you think making one export transaction is a success? Or does it need to happen multiple times? This is a very open-ended topic. Personally, I associate success with who defines is a success. But let's leave to this topic for another video. In the sectors, I see many companies. They want to export, they want to sell their products in global markets, but at some points, the system starts giving errors, even they're thinking everything comes true, because the process breaks down because of things like market research, price competitiveness, differences between the promised product and then the delivered product, lack or shortage of departments, information confusion or missing documentation, and many more errors that we can give in examples. There are many criteria we need to consider in order for a company to build sustainable structures. For example, if you say export means having only global sales departments and one person handling everything, that is not sustainable structures, unfortunately. Or if you say, yes, we sold the country X and now we can sell everywhere in the world, we know everything, that is also not sustainable. Isn't the life also the same as well? Like the moment when you say, I know everything about life, and life brings you new things to learn. And export also was like this. Export is like vast ocean, has never end. And every country has its own systems, own structure, trade mindsets, rules, exemptions. Demands are very different, and every topic, every country has its own unique characteristics, specialities. So now let's come to the main questions. How do we build these sustainable structures? First of all, every department within a company must always be open to innovation. By innovation, I don't mean that something has to change every day. No, I mean having a stable systems and knowledge base, but also being open, adaptable when something new happens in the world. And innovative structures that can adjust and evolve with the all new things in the world. Another important point is not loading all responsibility into one person. This is also so important, and many companies do this. And like company says has a good sales, everything looks fine, but only one person handles those sales. Many companies, yes, they do this. And if something needs to be purchased, that person does it. If something needs to be sold, that person finds it. If the documents need, that person prepares them. But the entire systems run through only one person. And the structures does work, yes, and the things get done, but at some point it creates a bottleneck. And if you has to stop at that point, just when you could have taken 2 steps forward, you may suddenly find yourself 3 steps back. And then the entire system might need rebuild from scratch. And this rebuild has to need more effort. Another key factor for a sustainable business is adapting to conditions of the country or city that you're operating in. Adaptation. And if you have an innovative idea and you believe it can grow, integrating that innovative idea into an already established systems. I want to give an example from my own experience. When I established my business in Australia, I knew it was very different from systems in Turkey. And the systems in Australia, the regulations, requirements, documents, approach, the trades were completely different. And naturally, I had to adapt to these environments. But while adapting, I also grew up with media methods I had seen, experienced, and the new work in Turkey, and I built them here. I matched it. And after that, I saw the systems was working, and the wheels was turning regularly, and it was a time for innovation, or rather time for development. Because global sellers, global business always has to develop. And we know that Australia is far from Europe, and the time zones difference sometimes created serious challenge. I'm still trying, but we fixed it, yeah. But we also had business in there, because in order to build the systems there as well, I established a company in Europe, Estonia. That structure is independent. It operates as Imnowex Europe. I say independent because the systems is different, and the mindset or the core logic in my head the same, but the systems and requirements of countries are different. And I couldn't take the systems from Turkey or Australia and simply apply it there. If I did, it wouldn't work. We can't continue exactly the same steps in every country. I like to compare this food, like just imagine, think that famous dish in your own country, and you travel to another country and you see your own cuisine restaurants and you order the one dish. But when the orders comes down, you realize it's not exactly the same as your back home. The sauces are different, the taste is slightly adjusted, and the presentation is different. And yet the core flavor is still there. But when you look at that restaurants, is it still working? Yes. Does it have customers? Yes. It's not exactly the same as in your country, but has been operating successfully in that country for a long time. Has moved beyond being a one-time restaurant, has built systems, has turned itself into a sustainable business that adapted. And this is exactly the kind of adaptations I'm talking about. And the people are the same way. When you are in different environments with different people, and you can bring your different characters and art can change. This is not wrong. This is normal, this is natural, and it's part of life. That's why no matter what, any systems that can adapt to changing conditions, that is open to innovation, will survive. This is how I summarize sustainable business models, and this is also foundation of what we build for our clients at Imnowex. Sometimes companies come to us with no export experience at all, and sometimes they started exporting and wanted to grow further, and sometimes they're already in many markets but wanted to strengthen the missing ones. So how do we create a roadmap for those companies that are new to export or just starting? First of all, we focus on building sustainable structures so the company can stay on own feet and hold into their own journey, and ensure that it's not just one-time effort. Because you don't start running before you crawl. If you start running immediately, you get tired quickly and may have to stop at some point for the resting. Stopping is a bad thing? No, you can rest. But if you want to keep moving while resting, you first need to practice walking so the journey can continue and the systems keeps working. These and there are many and other more thoughts and approaches we have on these topics, but let's leave those for the future videos. Thank you so much for watching until here. If you have any questions or topics you'd like to ask or talk about, please leave a comment so we can talk in another videos. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye!